Bilateral cooperation between Kazakhstan and South Korea is reaching a new level. The countries' relations have significantly expanded the interaction horizons of the Fresh Wind Economic Cooperation Program for 2019 until 2022. The project was signed in April this year during the state visit of President of South Korea Moon Jae-in to Kazakhstan. The program includes cooperation in 10 industries as well as implementation of 58 projects. This program includes the development of information and communication technologies, digitalization, and cooperation on the fourth industrial revolution. Moreover, it also includes the improvement of transport and logistics centers, as well as infrastructure, development of oil and gas sectors, mining, construction, and tourism. In addition, areas such as healthcare and education are also part of the program. It will give an impetus to the implementation of Kazakhstan's Nur-Sultan program. The current package of Kazakhstan and Korean industrial and innovative projects is worth about $7 billion. 19 projects worth $2 billion have been implemented, while 6 projects, which total more than $2 billion, are currently being executed. The work package includes the participation of Korean company in the construction of the Big Almaty Ring Road. In addition, a joint car assembly plant will also be opened in the future. Korea is actively investing in Kazakhstan compared to other countries in Central Asia. About $4 billion have been invested into the local economy. The revenue is increasing. Last year, the revenue was recorded at $2.5 billion. In the first half of this year, we reached 90% of the figure. The trade turnover has reached $2 billion. By the end of the year, the figure is expected to double. Kazakhstan exports oil, uranium, copper, and steel to South Korea and imports electronics, equipment, and cars from the country of morning freshness. Currently, there are more than 500 enterprises with participation of Korean capital operating in Kazakhstan. The verified policy of Kazakhstan to enter the top 30 developed countries of the world became an inspiration for many states. International experts say that building a strong modern economy will ensure high rates of development, stability, and well-being of the Kazakhstan people. Currently, Kazakhstan is one of the strong and influential countries in Central Asia. Moreover, it successfully integrates into the global community. Kazakhstan has established itself as a competitive state, successfully opposing new challenges and risks of the 21st century.
Kazakhstan
has become a strong and influential state in Central Asia, but it is important to develop internal policy as well. Citizens should be sure that the country is being developed. This must be the main goal of the government. It is important to take care of the people. I think Kazakhstan can be the inspiration for Central Asian countries due to its social and economic policy. A new modern ferroalloy plant was launched in Karaganda region. Leading world enterprises from 7 countries in the field of engineering and high-tech industry took part in the construction of the facility. High-quality ferrosilicon will be supplied to Russia, Turkey, South Korea, USA, and European countries. The share of Kazakhstan content in the production of the finished products will be more than 94%.
Новый ферросплавный завод – это не только показательный пример высокого развития Казахстана.
The new ferroalloy plant is not only a good example of high development of Kazakhstan, it is also the proof of investment attractiveness of Kazakhstan. The production uses the most advanced innovative technologies and Industry 4.0 that meets all the high requirements of the program for the technological modernization of the economy and the digitalization of Kazakhstan's industry. The products produced at the plant will become 100% export-oriented and meet the highest international requirements in terms of quality and in the field of ecology.
Самым высоким мировым требованиям как в области качества, так и в области экологии.
The project was implemented as part of the State Industrial and Innovative Development Program. The total amount is 32 billion tenge. At the initial stage, the production volume will be 180,000 tons per year. This allows Kazakhstan to be in the top 10 of the largest world producers of ferrosilicon. The capacity is planned to be increased up to 240,000 tons every year. The air purification is 99.8%. Microsilica is made of collected dust from the gas cleaning system. It is used in the production of high-grade cement. Karaganda is a region with developed metallurgy industry. For the last 3 years, a number of modern technological and mining and metallurgical manufacturing production facilities have been opened in the region. In the first half of 2019, the production growth was recorded at 72%. Investment projects play a crucial role in the region. Currently, 35 projects worth more than 1 trillion tenge have been implemented, of which 17 of the projects are with foreign participation. Kazakhstan adopts the experience of China in the agricultural sector. The Kazakhstan-China demonstration zone of agricultural innovations, located 70 kilometers from Almaty, is successfully operating for several years. Various types of agricultural products and advanced technologies from China are being adapted to the local conditions. There are 46 varieties of wheat, corn, beans, rapeseed, and other crops. Despite the hot weather, the primary grain processing is completed fully. Grain defects and impurities are removed from barley and wheat. Svetlana can determine which grain was processed based on her 2 years' work experience.
Зерно у нас бывает разное, смотря кто сеет. Бывает, что наш сеет, бывает, что...
Grains can be different depending on its seeds. Last year, we processed Chinese grain. It completely differs in quality. The Chinese grain is small and ours is bigger.
Крупное, мелкое. Китайское, оно помельче, наше покрупнее.
2 Chinese varieties of winter wheat have successfully passed the weather test, as the grains are resistant to the local weather conditions and diseases and provided good yields. The wheat is sowed on 10 hectares of land. Other grain varieties are being tested on the site.
Также высевали те семена наши местные, отечественной селекции и также полученные из России.
We planted and sowed local and Russian grain. It is interesting to compare the selection of Chinese scientists, how much it differs from domestic and Russian grain, not only by yield capacity, but also geochemical composition, by vegetable gelatin and by protein content.
По урожайности, но и по биохимическому составу, то есть по клейковине, по содержанию протеина.
Kazakhstan-China demonstration zone of agricultural innovations is located 70 kilometers from Almaty. The area of the zone will be increased by 10 times if the project succeeds. Experts said that the cooperation will significantly increase the productivity of the agro-industrial complex in Kazakhstan. The agricultural products can be stored in warehouses. The sale of seed to local agricultural producers is possibly after the completion of certification and registration in the country. Our company was established here in 2015 when the agreement was signed with the Kazakhstan farmers. We see dynamics of development for 4 years. We grow more than 46 varieties of agricultural products using advanced technologies.
Мы каждый год проводим День поля для фермеров.
We hold Farmers' Day in Almaty region every year, where the farmers get acquainted with our achievements, results for the year, as well as new discoveries of technology and seed.
Новинки по технике, по технологии, по семенам.
There are 700 farms in the Turgen rural area. Many of the farms are engaged in crop production. Local authorities have expressed interest to cooperate with the Chinese farmers and are ready to help them. We as local authorities try to help the foreign technologists with housing conditions and land leasing issues prior to their arrival. We also try to resolve issues concerning land allocation, which we give out for rent to them, and we help with their documentation process. China is also ready to share technologies of growing vegetables in greenhouses with Kazakhstan. Tomato seedlings are currently being prepared for planting. Cucumbers and peppers of Chinese varieties will also be planted. The first harvest is expected for winter. Conservation of rare and endangered species of birds in Central Asia has become an important topic that attracts the attention of leading global scientists. American biologist and ornithologist Todd Katzner is conducting a study on the region's wild birds. As part of his project, he visited the Nur-Sultan State Natural Reserve in Kazakhstan to explore different bird species such as the golden eagle, steppe eagle, and the white-tailed eagle. He participated in the development of the first non-invasive monitoring scheme for all types of birds. According to the ornithologist, the breakthrough technology is very important for environmental studies of birds in Central Asia.
Eagles are really difficult to trap. And it's really hard. If I have the best trapper in the world, he will trap one eagle every 5 or 10 days, okay? if I want to study a population of eagles, that's a lot of money and time to do that work. But if I can use non-invasive methods, we did this fantastic study in Kazakhstan where we developed this technique that involves using genetic analyses of feathers. And in 1 week, we can visit 50 or 60 eagle nests and get samples from 100 different birds. And that's incredibly simple, straightforward, and cost-effective work.
Kyrgyzstan relies on ecological and ethnic tourism. The Central Asian country attracts many tourists from all over the world with its unique nature, rich history, customs and traditions. The high mountainous Kyrgyz's Lake Song Kol is one of the most popular destinations among foreign visitors. The locals have grazed cattle at the lake for centuries. There is no electricity or mobile communication systems in the area. There is only pristine nature and mountains. Ecotourism has become a profitable business for the locals. We inherited a unique Kyrgyz house from our ancestors. Tourists really liked the yurt. They sleep on the floor, eat on the floor. They inhale clean air from the mountains. They are living the lifestyle of the nomads. Festivals are often held near the lake where local customs are performed to tourists. Foreign visitors can experience the national traditions as well as learn about the history of the Kyrgyz people and hear ancient legends. For example, tourists are introduced to national competitions and the art of making yarn and Kyrgyz carpets, kiyis and shirdaks. Tourists from other countries highly appreciate the hospitality and traditions of Kyrgyzstan.
I think it's a really nice country, because people are very nice. Everywhere when we are coming, people host us, so it's very nice. And the country, the nature, it's beautiful. You can see many flowers and animals also.
We are holding such events to attract foreign visitors to Narin region. It is ethno-tourism. We have 5 districts and 1 city in the region. In order to attract tourists, each district represents the traditions and customs of our ancestors. Just recently, we have a Kumis festival in Atbashi district. The number of tourists in Lake Song Kol is increasing every year. 10,000 tourists visited the lake 5 years ago, and now the number has reached 35,000. Ethno-memorial complex Map of Kazakhstan Atameken is a unique open-air museum where famous sites of the country are displayed in miniature model. The museum has become the center of attraction for foreign tourists. Russian tourist Yevgeny Yakubovsky read about the complex on the internet. After his arrival in Kazakhstan, the first place he visited was the museum.
Хотелось бы просто посмотреть на достопримечательности, потому что страна большая.
I would very much like to go on sightseeing to many places, but the country is large and it takes a lot of time to travel. With this, at least we can see what is interesting and beautiful. The Gerner family moved from Kazakhstan to Germany in the 1990s. This is their first return home after 20 years. They said during these years, Kazakhstan has completely changed beyond recognition. We flew from Germany. We have not been to Kazakhstan for 20 years, although we lived in Pavlodar. Evidently, the city grew. This is very good because it contributes to the development of the city. When you look, then you want to see in this form. Then you can immediately navigate where you want to go. Everything is very well done. The uniqueness of the open-air museum is that it occupies only 2 hectares of land. It widely represents the historical and cultural monuments as well as the natural landscape of the country. The map shows small but accurate layout of all regions of Kazakhstan. Interestingly, the complex is constantly updated with new layouts, which suggests that the country is constantly evolving.
Қазіргі таңда кешенімізде 452 макет бар. Сол жыл сайын бірақ олардың қатарын қосып көбейтіп отырамыз облыстардың.
Today there are 452 models in our complex, but we increase the number every year. New layouts by region are added. Every year the map undergoes restoration work. This year 17 new layouts have been added to the main plan of the areas.
Оның 11-і республикалық маңызы бар 3 қалаға қосылса, 6-ы басқа облыстардың қатарына қосылып тұр.
The Ethno-memorial complex was opened 18 years ago on the initiative of the first president of Kazakhstan, Nur-Sultan. In recent years, it has become popular not only among Kazakhstan residents but also foreign tourists. Last year, 2,500 tourists out of 24,000 are foreigners.
Почему не живет в таком? Это японский. Дадзё.
Students and school children in Pavlodar explored the local sacred places in the region as part of the Margulan study project, which is initiated by Pavlodar State Pedagogical University. The students started their archaeological excavations together with scientists. Excavations on the coasts of Lake Toraygir in Bayanaul district were held for the first time. The group explored the settlements of people who lived after the era of the Kazakh Khanate. One of the places is Obyet Bulak.
Өз кезінде бұл қонысында Сұлтан Махмұд Торайғыровтың атасы Абет деген кісі өмір сүрген. Бұл нақты тарихи факт, тарихи.
Sultan Mahmud Toraygirov had a grandfather named Abed. This is an accurate historical fact based on the documents. According to research worker Sherbina, this place is called Durjanabed. There are wood constructions, stone houses and yurts.
Және де осында ағаш үйлер, тас үйлер мен киіз үйлер орналасқан болатын.
A winter camp is located northwest of Mount Akbet. Excavations have been carried out for 1 month at the area, and there are already many interesting finds.
Что они из себя представляют, как расположены в данном случае камни, с какой целью они расположены именно в таком порядке.
What do they look like? How are the stones arranged? For what purpose are the stones arranged in this order? What do they represent? What do they use to connect the stones to each other? What is the link? Perhaps this acts like a cement at that time. Here we found about 30 winter camps of different sizes, from 5 to 6 meters to 30 to 40 meters in diameter. We also found burial mounds.
От 30-40 метров диаметром. Нашли курганы. Это захоронение.
According to the project authors, one of the main directions of the project is to involve the young generation into archaeological work. Therefore, the young people will know and respect the history of their ancestors.
I
learned that there are burial mounds in the Toraygir village. I've always wanted to participate in archaeological works. Our work is complex and interesting at the same time. An open-air museum will be opened at the place of the burial mounds and winter camps. According to the organizers, the opening of such cultural sites is aimed at popularization of historical monuments and places. The creativity of Dimash Kudaibergen is gaining popularity around the world. His songs are known in 114 countries, and a fan club is established in each of the countries. Fans of the Kazakhstan singer held meetings to share the information about the life of their idol. Recently, a large group of fans visited Kazakhstan and met with Dimash. The tourists visited Nur-Sultan, Almaty, and the places around the cities. The French people opined that Kazakhs are warm and friendly, and the country has an amazing nature. Almost all of the fan club members are planning to return to the country next year. They shared their impressions with each other as well as on the artist's fan page on social networks.
Allez, je vais l'avouer, je connais le Kazakhstan.
I learned about your country a year and a half ago when I discovered about Dimash. He is right in encouraging the international community to visit Kazakhstan. Your country is amazing. You keep your history, folklore and traditions. Kazakhstan deserves to be known and visited. We have lost connection with our forefathers and our uniqueness in the West. But in Kazakhstan, you meet people in national costumes sitting on horseback. It needs to be kept.
Chez nous, voilà, parce que nous avons été accueillis chaleureusement.
We felt at home because we were warmly welcomed there. This beautiful and wonderful country is very friendly and hospitable. We left our hearts there, and now we dream about returning there as soon as possible.
Et un peuple très chaleureux, très accueillant.